Zig Ziglar once said, "When you focus on problems, you get more problems. When you focus on possibilities, you have more opportunities." Our focus can truly make us or break us. It can set us up or it can set us back. Focus can encourage or discourage. What we choose to focus on naturally is going to become bigger. So it's up to us where we aim the lens. There was a professor who decided to give his students a pop quiz, and he handed out the exams with the text face down. Then he asked the students to turn the paper over. To all the students' surprise, there was no questions on the quiz. Oddly enough, there was only a singular red dot right in the center of the page. The professor told the students to write about what they saw on the paper. The students were confused. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know what was going on, but they started on the task. After everyone had turned in the test, the professor began reading each of the students' answers aloud. All of them, without exception, defined that tiny red dot right in the center of the page, and they tried to describe its position on the paper. After he read all the quizzes, he told the kids he wasn't going to grade the assignment. I'm sure they were glad. He wanted them to realize, though, that every single one of them focused on that tiny red dot. Not one of them talked about the white part of the paper. He went on to share with the students that it's so easy in life to do just that. Focus on the problems, the money problems, the relationship problems, the challenges, the disappointments in life, all the tiny red dots. The professor went on to say how these red dots were so small in comparison to everything else that we face in our lives. Yet most of the time, we choose to focus on the red dots. Those red dots are what pollute our minds. Then the professor went on to encourage the students to take their eyes off of the red dots and enjoy the blessings and the moments that were a part of their everyday life while they're here on this earth. Now that's a great lesson to be learned, not just for those students, but for all of us. You know why? Because what we focus on really does matter. If we're not careful, we can completely overlook how far God has brought us and how faithful He's been in our lives. The distractions of life can steal our focus. The challenges that you might be facing right now, it can cause you to dwell on the difficulties alone. So let me just break down how it kind of happens. First, we become distracted by an incident, a challenge, and it begins the process of stealing our focus. Next, we now focus on the incident, the challenge, the obstacle, and it becomes magnified in our minds. Then what we're thinking about just kind of gets down into our hearts. And what does the scripture say? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And finally, what's deep down in our hearts starts to come out of our mouth and shapes our environment. The reality is, no matter how bad things are, we can always find ways to make them worse. And it's in these moments we have to resist the enemy. We have to readjust our focus. We have to decide, where in life am I going to aim my focus? Let me give you some good suggestions. How about focusing on what you have instead of what you're missing? You're alive. You're breathing. You have a roof over your head. Don't focus on what you're missing. Focus on what you already have. Or how about focus on how it can be done instead of on all the reasons why it won't be done. Be a problem solver. Find a way and make it happen. How about focus on moving forward instead of being stuck? All you have to do is put one foot in front of the other, and that's how you get going. Focus ahead, not behind, and focus not where you are, but on where you are going. Instead of dwelling on how far you have to go, focus on how far you've come. The scripture lays it out very clearly by telling us what to focus on. It says whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. That's found in Philippians. Another translation says we should center our thoughts on the best, not the worst, the beautiful, not the ugly, things to praise and not to curse. See, when we focus on what we have, we see the good in our lives. We see the good in others' lives. And when we see the good, we can pass that along to others. You know, some people don't have anyone to help them when they're down. They don't have anyone to speak into their life. They don't have anyone to encourage them with a word of hope. They don't have anyone helping them readjust their focus. You might be the person who can infuse others with hope in what seems like a hopeless situation. You might be the person who can help another person shift their focus to the positive. So here's a challenge for you today. Train your mind to see the good. Hey, it may not be how you're used to doing life, but today is a good day to start doing things differently. Remember, what you focus on flourishes. So don't get overwhelmed, get focused. Don't look back, focus forward. You know, I think you'll discover when you focus on the good is going to get better. I'm April, I'm a Hope Coach, and I'm all about making every day better than ever. Hope you've enjoyed it today, and if you enjoy these videos, I would love for you to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Every single week you'll be getting more new videos. Until next time, I hope you have an amazing day.